Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to another episode of Grumpy Monkey Garage. We're going to be talking about top 5 more top 5 useless cars. So is it top 10, and this is just part 2, I guess? But whatever, we're doing 5 more useless cars, starting right now. Number 1, or number 5, number one useless car, PT Cruiser. Chrysler had this abomination forever, and they ought to all be crushed. In fact, I'm thinking about doing an upcoming episode where we do just that. But here's why they suck. They got no space. They have 4 miles to the gallon for their size. They have a horrendous reliability reputation, and they're hard to work on. If you notice, the nose of this thing is pointed. So there's very little room to actually reach the engine. To do anything, you're gonna be removing the front end of this car. And a lot of these have been wrecked because people will buy these things when they can't afford anything else, and they don't take care of them. They wreck them, they smash them up, they just keep driving them. It's a pain in the butt to work on these cars. These should all be destroyed. Do not buy this under any circumstances. Number 2, speaking of big 2s, big number 2, if you're gonna take a big number 2, take a big Chevy HHR. HHR stands for Hillbilly Hot Rod. This right here is a big piece of you should never buy this. The 2.2 liter is not necessarily junk in the Cavaliers or the Kobalts, but it is here. It's way too much weight for that 2.2, and it'll blow up pretty easily. They really lack in gas mileage for being a 4-cylinder. I mean, I've seen SUVs with a V6 get better, and they're not really a subcompact. They're not a small vehicle, and they're also not an SUV, and they try to be both, and they fail in both categories. It's not a good SUV, and it's not a good subcompact. Why the hell does it exist? That's why it's on our useless car list. Number 3, I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. Number three on our new useless car list, Kia Soul. I know, I hear the complaining right now, but I like your Kia Soul is stupid. Let me tell you why. 22 miles to the gallon combined average is what everyone we've interviewed who is a customer who drives a Kia Soul is getting. That's terrible. For the same price, these Kia Souls for reference you can buy for around $5,000. If you're gonna buy a Kia product for $5,000, get the Forte with the 1.8, get 31 to 35 miles to the gallon, the same exact space. Don't give me that, well, I like to sit up. Well, adjust your seat in the sedan and quit being a moron. You know, this is a piece of shit. Don't buy it. Massive oil consumption problems, engine recalls, catastrophic failures there. And also, we end up changing a lot of catalytic converters on these if you live in an emissions county, or even if you don't. And the reason I say if you don't, these don't fail where they stop, cleaning the air. They fail where they plug and obstruct and the engine can't rev and you can't go more than 5 miles an hour. So these fail in a way that you have to replace them wherever you live. So it's not really something easy to do. And there's not an easy Dorman bolt-on delete kit that I'm aware of right now. Of course, now that I say that, we'll upload the video and Dorman will come out with one in that time frame. We'll post a picture if it exists by the time this come out. Number 4 useless vehicle on our list is the Honda Ridgeline. Now, why does it suck? Because overall, this isn't a particularly unreliable truck, but it sucks at being a truck. That's the problem. This is really just a Honda Pilot with a birth defect. The bed, look at this bed, all right? It looks like the geometry teacher just went nuts with all these angles here. We don't need this. The newest generation, you can see a picture of here, they did have a flat bed. You could still put like toolboxes and stuff in them, but this generation, which is the more popular one, you can't put a ladder rack, you can't put a toolbox, you can't do anything. It's a front-wheel drive bias platform, which means if you're in 2-wheel drive mode, only the front wheels are pulling. What? This is a terrible truck design. Number 5 on our list, Jeep Gladiator. Now the Jeep Gladiator is gonna catch a lot of hate. Everybody's like, oh, I love mine. Well, you're not using it as a truck, are you? Anyone who bought this, who ended up using it as a truck, hates it. They have had endless recalls. Build quality recalls where the back window doesn't fit and leaks water. Doors don't close correctly. Lots of window fitment problems, axle issues, fuel related issues, rear end issues, payload. The max payload on this thing is like 500 pounds. 5 bags of mulch and you're maxed out. 5 bags of mulch, or you put 2 of your buddies in the bed and the thing is just destroyed. I mean, these are terrible trucks. If you look at them as cars, they don't have a purpose either. They get poor performance and poor gas mileage for a car, and they don't do good as a truck. It's the Swiss Army knife of suck. It can't do anything correctly. They're just all the way not very good. I know Hoovie's Garage did an episode where he bought one of these and he towed 5,000 pounds with it, and he said he was having pretty good luck with it. I don't know how many people live like Hoovie. The average person is not going to have good luck with this vehicle at all. It's not very off-roady. As much as people say, oh, this is great, this is fantastic. A regular full-size truck would also be that good off-road. Like a short bed regular cab Silverado would be a better option for you than this piece of plastic with endless recalls. Now we have a bonus on our list that will offend no one. Number 6, worthless car, absolutely useless to anyone. Saturn Vue. Enough said, there's nothing positive. Look at this abomination. Just look at this. This looks like the car you drew when you were in kindergarten. It was like, draw a car, and you were like, okay, and you drew like a bubble with like wheel, like there it is. All right, this is a Transmissions are horrible. The engines are horrible. They're always broken. Everyone who owns one doesn't maintain it. I'm gonna get the one guy in the comments too. Oh, mine have 400,000 miles and I've babied it and it's only gone through one transmit. Shut up, shut up. You're not real. You are a bot. That's what I'm convinced you people are. That's not real. No one has a Saturn Vue and likes it. They've gone through multiple engines and transmissions. They're just terrible cars. Throw them out, get something better. So that concludes our worthless and useless car list here. Hopefully you got some enjoyment or at least some knowledge out of this. And avoid buying those 6 vehicles. We'll see you next time on Grumpy Monkey.